What is up, guys? My special guest is she's late. Sorry. She will be here momentarily. How's everybody going? Perth down under. Hey, Chris, what's happening, man? Pull you guys up over here too. Chris, what's happening? Mute this bigger too. Mute this bigger too. Well, it's just gonna feedback now. All right. How's it going? Share your referral link. Oh, of course. Quiet maintenance day plan. Yeah, I feel that. That's every day. I don't have something crazy going on. So, Chris, where's Perth exactly? I've heard of it. I just don't know exactly the location. There she is. Our special guest just arrived. Eventually. Hey, baby.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm special.
Yes, you are special. So it was between one of two special guests. One couldn't make it. So my other specialist guest is here.
Hello.
All right, Chris. he's in Perth, and I was like asking where he was, and like then I realized that when he says that, it doesn't help me.
I know what continent it is.
What's up, Patriot? How's it going? So for those of you that don't know, this is my wife, Paige.
Someone has to be crazy enough.
That's right. And no, I figured I would have Paige on because, we did move and we got a lot going on. So we were gonna do this eventually anyway. So I figured, how about we do it tonight and answer some questions. I know some people have some questions. I know you probably want to just kind of talk a little bit about what we got going on and all that good stuff.
So much.
He's like, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like somebody was, today. So my brother's looking at a new house. So I go over there with him, and the realtor's husband was my contractor that helped build out the shop. And while he was here, there is a dent in the roof of our sunroom. And I asked him about it. I said, what's the best way to like take care of this? How do you fix this? And he told me, and so I bought all the stuff, and I haven't got around to it yet. And so first thing he asked is like, hey, did you get the hole in your roof fixed? And I was like, no. And he's like, nobody ever listens to me. And I'm like, I listened. I bought all the stuff. I just haven't done it yet.
You're good at that.
Yes. Well,
but I can't say anything because I'm good at that too.
Stuff gets in the way, man.
I like to buy the stuff and plan to do the stuff and then
not do the stuff.
Eventually do the stuff.
Well, and that's what I was telling. So for those of you who don't know, the shop is a 3-car detached garage. There's no plumbing in the garage. And my brother was like, oh man, you're going to have to like go inside and go pee like a million times. Which I wouldn't say a million times, but eventually during the day, I have to go pee. If I walk in the house, I immediately get sidetracked on 15 different things. So now I got a bucket. You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you take care of the bucket.
I dumped the bucket. It's all good. Oh, what's up, lady? Papadilla time.
Hmm.
I turned late on some hot pillow.
It is good stuff.
It's delicious. I love it. What do we have? What did you get me the other day? From Stone?
I don't know. Their IPA. I don't remember
What's
what it's
one of their
called.
IPAs? Anyway, Layton, we'll talk later about this IPA because it was kind of delicious. I had been working in the yard all day, and she's like, "Do you need anything?" And I was like, "Give me some beer." And she's like, "You have beer?" And I'm like, "I want different beer. I want to have something that's not something that I drink all the time because I want that feeling of accomplishment because I've been sweating my butt off all day."
The funny thing is, I mean, it was a beautiful day here or a beautiful weekend in Independence, and almost every single person I've talked to this week is like, "Well, I was working in the yard this weekend."
We got to. I just people would keep giving me shit in the comments about working on the yard now, and I'm like, you don't understand. Like, the leaves came down, and then it was like, it's gonna snow tomorrow. Like, okay, whatever. And then it snowed like what, a foot and a half or something ridiculous like that, and it's been crappy ever since. And the leaves have just kind of sat there.
Chris, I feel like we'll have to put that meeting off again.
What are we doing?
I don't think I can make it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, okay. Chris, crack me up. It's definitely starting to look like a workshop now. There were some things, and so the window covering right here that I moved over here because I think it looks good on this one right now. That was one of those things I really didn't think about. Like, and I talk about this in the next video, but you got a shop, but as a YouTuber, it's also your studio. And I know how to like set up a shop. I don't know how to set up a studio. So what I wasn't thinking is when we redid the garage, there was these old man, I can't remember what they're called. Those the Florida they're
It's like a little flat glass.
yeah, it's a window you see a lot in like Florida, like sunrooms and stuff, and it's just the glass that kind of it's kind of panels and they flip up, and they're absolutely 100% not energy efficient. So I was like, well, I got to put different windows in. What I should have done is had all the windows taken out because it messes with my light. So
hey, I would say the insulation in here is amazing because even when it was sub-zero outside, I would come to my car and I'm like, "Ooh, this is nice."
Yeah, so we have a almost 100-year-old house, and you can definitely tell, you got that like temperature difference when you go upstairs and downstairs and in different rooms. I'd rather be out here. It's inconsistent.
It was pretty nice.
Yes. Cantilever windows, yes, but they're called something else. I swear they're called like Florida windows or something, or Florida something windows. Or
I have heard of cantilever windows. I have not heard any of the other terms, but I'm not up on Windows, so.
Remember Batman's cantilever? Do you?
No.
Okay. I can't tell the story on YouTube, but let's just say that I think if you go look it up, it's still there. But I actually got an entry into Urban Dictionary.
Something to be proud of.
I tried for a long time, and they didn't take any of them. Anyway, Batman's cantilever. I think that was. What's up, Boondock? Boondock says, I've been trying content, laser videos, and what? Hold on. Look, I have a little thing here. I can't read it all. I'm getting another one from a sponsor this week. Sweet. So, like for review, or I'm just curious. There's a lot of that going around. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, brother. What's up, Don?
Cupcakes,
baby. Oh, he just joined.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I figured that's what that was.
That's why he said sure.
Jalousie or louvered windows? Louvered. I've heard louvered windows.
Louvered windows. I've heard of louvered blinds, so I guess it's the same thing. So we're doing whiskey versus wine.
Oh, what? Warning if we're gonna do things. Please.
Joke.
Okay.
So there's a throwback back. So Paige and I had a podcast a while back called Whiskey, Wine, and DIY. And we used to do whiskey versus wine every once in a while. We would do that.
The benefits of wine versus the benefits of whiskey. Wine is better.
Wine whiskey is delicious. This one's from Montfort. 54 watt. Show channel. Noodle laser engraving. So, I mean, CO2, I'm assuming? It wouldn't be an RF, would it? I feel like I need music. Well, like you can play their dumb little things, but like you have to play something that's not copyrighted. And I want to play, fun stuff. CO2. So cool. I'm really curious to see if you're going to see if RF modules are going to come down enough to where you're going to see kind of a more transition over to RF, because you don't have to worry about cooling and stuff as much with that. But the RF modules themselves are way more expensive. So CO2 comes in a big glass tube with liquid,
which makes sense.
And then you have to have a way to cool it because it gets hot. RF is radio frequency, and it's in a contained metal container, and apparently those things are supposed to last forever. And so in the back of the AP, you've seen that tube, right? That big glass tube.
Yeah.
Well, think how easy that is to break, if nothing else. So RFs would be kind of the way to go. Although CO2 is going to cut. Right?
Yes. No idea.
She is.
I know there are lasers and different kinds of lasers, and they do different things, but
there are UV burners. They're crazy. I can't wait.
It's really cool.
I can't wait to show you guys this thing, man. It seemed kind of interesting to me, and hey, thanks, Mike. Oh, hey, Steel fan. See, I always I know Miss Mike and a Steel fan, but I'm not across this. Streams get crossed. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But this 3D, but it's not a 3D printer. I keep saying that. It's a UV printer. It's bonkers. It does it's crazy. And I haven't even done. There's a bunch more stuff that I haven't even gotten to play with yet. If you guys saw the lighter that I did, what's up, Teresa? If you saw the nails lighter, that with me. I might have to go run and get it. I was dumbfounded at how easy that was. It's going to be really cool. I actually when they wanted to send it, I was thinking more along the lines of maybe I would print my own merch. But apparently, and I know this because I don't know anything about any of these printers, it doesn't do well on textiles. It does better on hard flat surfaces, but all hard flat. Well, I shouldn't say all, but the majority of hard flat surfaces. So it's pretty cool. We got loose Bruce back here.
Oh, he's going for it.
So if you guys didn't see this, that is just a print on wood. This is just a wood frame. And I'm trying not to get super glary. But that's my boy Bruce Campbell. I say that like I know him. I don't really know him. I just appreciate a good Evil Dead movie or show.
I wish you knew him.
Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's crazy, and it prints it's got a rotary and stuff like a laser does, so you can print on tumblers and business, and I'm kind of crazy about that.
Hey Teresa, I like when people include me.
I want to do. Can I change to day mode? I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do any of
I
that. So
well, give me a second.
I'm just along for the ride.
There. The reason I said is because I can't see. Okay, see what like Mike when he was in green. Now he's a member. I couldn't see his name.
I got you.
So, yes, Ash is a homie.
You wish.
Ash is a homie. I wouldn't say Bruce Campbell's a homie, but Ash is a homie. But yeah, I have done what half a dozen little printing things, and it's just so crazy how easy. It's literally that easy. You just put it in. I mean, it's
It looks really cool.
kind of like using a printer. But I mean, you know, like you get a little bit of manipulation like you would in like a laser or like CNC, but it's not. The learning curve is like it's not bad at all. What's up, Stuart? Shit, I haven't seen Stuart forever. Stuart, you're still oh wait, Stuart, are you my admin? Well, somebody asked to be an admin a long time ago, and I was like, sure. And I made an admin. I've just never really needed an admin, so I can't remember if it's Stuart or not. I feel like it was Stuart. I have to look it up. Sorry, I recognize his name.
Names are hard.
Names are hard, especially for Pitch.
True story.
You know, she's bad at names.
Hey, I can remember everything about someone's personal history, medical history, etc. But
Hey, lady.
not their name.
I'm aware. Let's see. So what do we got coming up? We well, I'm gonna do several more of these, but I'm gonna do a video on one just to kind of show the inlay process and whatnot. And then, man, I don't know the order the projects are gonna come out in now.
Because the chicken coop has to come up soon.
Yeah, the chicken coop's got to come up soon, but so window covering is the next one. The inlay. After that, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the 3D printer or the UV printer because I have a deadline on that and I have to send it to them and whatnot. And they're paying me.
Okay.
So let's just be clear.
So you need
so that takes priority. Well, I've just been like, he's like, play with it first, and I've been playing with it. So now that I kind of understand how it works, I want to mess with this more. I have a great idea. Should I tell you? I don't give a shit. I want to see if I can 3D or if I can UV print. I gotta stop saying this. If I can UV print on a credit card.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you want to see like that?
Okay.
Oh,
It's gonna take him forever to film this video because he's gonna say 3D print over.
okay. So check this out. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life that exists, but he did it, and they had it.
You know?
Yep. They're fake credit cards.
Oh my goodness. As a child, I would have loved that. A pretend credit card.
And so what cracks me up is this whole thing is supposed to be, actually I didn't get the whole deal. They make a whole thing that is like a it's basically the decoy wallet that you carry, and if somebody tries to like steal your wallet, you give them that instead. And when they see it, they'll be like, oh, well, it's got credit cards in it and blah blah blah. So they'll take it. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever. First of all, I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you live someplace where you're like, let me get my extra decoy wallet, move. That's crazy. What did I drop later on?
You dropped one of the fake credit cards.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's see. Ooh. So what I really was trying to find is fake credit cards that have embossed numbers on them.
Oh, man.
And the only thing I can find, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's on Amazon. There are these fake credit cards that say white privilege or something across the top of them. Like that's your thing. This is my white privilege card. And I was like,
Could you 3D print like over like an old credit card?
You mean UV print page?
Sorry, not
Really one.
you did it to me. I blame you.
I could. I don't know if I have any old credit cards. I was trying to avoid the whole like exposing the number situation.
Oh, yeah.
Although the interesting thing was I was talking to another maker that has the same EV printer. And he was like, well, I don't think it would matter anymore because everything's on a chip in it. So I was worried that like embossing over the top of it or printing over the top of it would
mess the
make
numbers
it,
or
well,
the
make
strips
it like too thick or something. But I'm not going to do that. Haven't you seen those guys that do the really expensive credit card things where like you send them their credit, you send them your credit card and they make one out of like they'll make one out of like platinum or something like that.
No, I haven't seen that.
I don't want to do that. I mean, because then you're sending them your card and they like scan it and they figure out how the barcode works on the back.
Have fun, Stuart.
What? Gotta take a shower, baby. Well, if I need my admin, I'll let you know. Maybe it's somebody else. Stuart, like it might be somebody else. I'm not sure. Anyway, now so okay, so I'm gonna do that. I have another Zippo over there because I'm gonna do one for my buddy. Please don't demonetize me for saying this, YouTube. Titty Nick. And do you want to see what's going on here? Okay, I will refrain from saying his name over and over and over because it got me like flagged by something because I said. So when I met him at a conference. We were sitting there, we were talking, and I said, I can't remember what it was. I said, so what do you do? And he goes, I put this on anything. And I was like, what are you talking about? He has
like my new best friend.
Oh yeah, immediately. Well, and we're both named Nick, so he's Titty Nick, I'm loving it. Well, actually, there was a bunch of other Nicks there. Anyway, so he made me this, which is a cocktail smoker that has boobies on it. There's a big boobie on the top. Anyway, so here are his deals. He has this crazy three-dimensional CNC machine. That's how he does all this stuff. He did. Can you reach the hammer? I think I should have used the hammer before. Ow. But I ordered a hammer from him. He sent me another one that he messed up. It's got a crack on the top of it just to have. But if you, I don't know if I can get out there because I'm going to get out of light. But if you look real close, these are all skulls engraved in here. And like he has this crazy CNC that looks, it kind of looks like a lathe, but it's got the CNC that runs on it. Insanity. Anyway, so this is one of his little cards. And then, I don't know if I can show this on YouTube. I'll cover the nipples. So a couple stickers. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take this sticker and make it into one side of the ladder. And then I thought like on the other side of the ladder, I would put like one of those guys and around it say, I can put them on anything. I love it. Anyway, Nick and I have sent stuff back and forth. Well, actually, he just sent me a bunch of stuff, but I want to send him some back. But Nick Berchold, I believe. Completely mispronounced his name. Anyway. What's up, Ron? How dare you come late? Okay, so I'm sorry. UV printer. Fundraiser deal. Fundraiser deal is going to be in there. I'm really hoping I can get this fundraiser thing worked out. It is to benefit children that have either like suffered burns or been in fires, and it's sponsored by a motorcycle club that is made of firefighters. So obviously, things that may be dangerous and get you burned is something that's I'm kind of passionate about. I do try to keep people safe. So I told them I'd make something for their fundraiser. And if I pull it off, I'm going to make it. I'm going to take it there. It's going to get auctioned off, and I'm hoping I can get the whole thing filmed. To me, that would be really cool, is to have like that as like the end of the video is like, oh, hey, well, I made this thing and then I did this and blah, blah, blah. But then take it and see it get auctioned off. And hopefully it doesn't go for like $1. And chicken coop. Chicken coop.
Our chicks are like a month from being able to put outside. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not ready. It's not that I'm not ready. I have the basic deal up here. I just I'm not sure. Like, I keep thinking, well, should we do that? Should we do this? Should we do this? I see a lot of people make these chicken coops and they make them. I don't want to make a super expensive coop, but they make them. I don't want to say as cheap as possible, but kind of like, trying to make it be as cheap as possible. And I'm like, well, do you want it to be as cheap as possible and keep replacing pieces on it, or do you want to make it a little bit more durable? So that's where I'm kind of am now.
Excuse me. I will say though that the coop that's out there currently, well, not in the best shape, looks like it was not made super durable, and it's stood up for several years.
The problem with that one is, the problem is it's kind of apples and oranges, because we're talking about putting something like way heavier than that without like any sort of foundation or anything, which is why I want to do gravel and stuff like that first. But yeah, like I just, they're doing 2x, and I'm like, I kind of wonder if I want to do a 2x and then hardwood cloth and another 2x and like sandwich it. Just, I don't know, like just stuff to think about. That kind of throws off my whole idea for the plan.
I know we were naive and like, oh, there's a chicken coop already here. We can just use that. And then we start looking into it like, this thing is way too small.
Well, okay. We were going to get 3 chickens. Apparently, most of the time you can't buy you can't buy less than 4. Is that normally a thing?
I don't know. I've heard anywhere from 4 to 6. We bought 2 at one point, but the place we got them from had a minimum order of 5. But at Feldman's, we just bought 2.
Right. Okay. Anyway, the game plan was to get like 3 chickens. And if we got 3 chickens, that chicken coop with like some cleaning and renovation would have been okay. We now have 6. We lost 1. But we had 7. And the thing is, and then we discovered, well, okay, in 6 or 7, doesn't matter, won't fit in that coop. So then we're going to have to build 1. We found out that we can have up to 20 in the city we live in Independence. So we figured we might as well build a coop for 20 chickens, because that's just going to happen
eventually.
So it's not a small project. I'm basically building like an open air shed.
With predator proofing.
Yeah, and you got to predator proof it.
Black Shack has to build a new one as well.
What? No. Oh, did I not? Did I? Are you just reading this one, or did you?
No, I'm reading that one.
Okay. I didn't realize that Clark was building a new one too. You have to give him shit about that.
Someone forgot to turn this phone off.
I have it silenced. I'm just saying. So is Clark doing a new one? Ron, don't. No. Actually, probably yes.
Not fully, because I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, okay.
I do have a garden though.
So you guys may or may not know. When we moved up here, my brother moved up here to Kansas City. He's in another suburb, and he's just been obsessed with, like, he needs more garages because he likes to buy cars. So he we went and looked at a property today that's on like 4.5 acres, and it has I mean, honestly, it'd be a great fixture upper shop. It's got instead of having a 2-car garage, like a separate 2-car garage in the back, it's like 2 cars with a big old shop on the back, and it's got plumbing and its own hot water and stuff like that. But it's on 4.5 acres, and I was like, think of all the chickens. Think of how many chickens we could have.
Since you can't get more dogs, chickens is the next best thing.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No more dogs.
You always want more dogs.
I want more dogs.
There's no room for more dogs.
I have a new perspective on new dogs. Only doodles. A snake around wire is very helpful. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting we can pop these up. So we can do that. So everybody can read what we're reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So two questions, not questions. My thought was, I see a lot of people where they'll take the hardware cloth and they'll run it past the bottom of it and then just out and put gravel on top of that. So if anything tries to dig down, they can't get in there. My question was, and I don't know, I have to look into it before I actually did it, but I'm like, since we're building this thing from scratch, basically, I guess not basically, it's from scratch. What if I just lined the entire bottom with hardware cloth and attached it around the edge? That way that if they could dig down deep enough, they still wouldn't be able to penetrate the bottom. My question is, like, I don't know how much soil or sand or whatever to put on top of that, so it's not like, so the chickens aren't like getting down to the wire and hurting themselves.
I want to know what snake wire is.
I would tell you if it. I do not. Patriots rocking it out, man. Listen, I'm showing up.
Chicken people.
Yes. Well, I had to write something. Yeah, I feel like such an ass because I'm like, man, more shop space. But I want to be able to like if I had it my way, I would have everything out and ready to go. And that's why you need like a ton of shop space.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, it takes me 5-10 more minutes to pull my planer out and set it on a surface and run it, and use it. But man, if that thing was just ready to go. So okay, hold on a second. Joel, I don't know who Slavin is. Every household in America had just 4 chickens. There would be no need for. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we're definitely doing it for the eggs. Page 1's pets.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay.
I hear that eggs are delicious, and I love eggs anyway. So
Yes.
I mean, like, we need like grass-fed beef and pasture-raised stuff. Like, it tastes better.
It does. And didn't they teach you how to season the chickens anyway?
Oh yeah, you pre-season them with all these herbs and spices to help prevent disease. But it sounds like you're pre-seasoning.
Yeah, when you're feeding them, it's like, oh yeah, just sprinkle a little paprika on their food, and here's some thyme and basil. It's fine. 2 cinder blocks deep, dude. Really? So Oh, no, picture says he buried 2 cinder blocks deep around his entire coop. Really? So you had squirrels and rabbits digging that much? That seems insane. I mean, 2 cinder blocks is,
Mm-hmm.
it's like 4 inches. Let's see. That's a lot. That's
Mm-hmm.
deep, dude. See, and then somebody like Picker comes along and says that. And then I'm like, okay, now I need to over engineer it some more.
I've heard about like not washing the eggs and leaving them out on the counter, and I'm all for that because at some point we're gonna have lots of eggs.
Did someone say that or you?
Yes, that one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've 100% heard that. That like they just, you set them out of the counter. A lot of things. Jeez, it's crazy.
I didn't realize squirrels and rabbits were also predators for the chickens.
I didn't realize that either. I don't know how many squirrels are going to come in.
We do have a squirrel murderer that lives in our yard.
Okay, let's just be clear. We have a
Animal
animal murderer that lives in our yard.
But she's really good at catching squirrels.
Although I was watching somebody on YouTube talking about their chickens, and they were like, basically like some hawks, I think, like took up residence like on their property because they had like 30 chickens or something.
Well, that's good to know that squirrels will dig. So,
it's really little diggers.
So that's interesting. Like maybe not doing the whole thing as chicken or as harbor cloth underneath, but just extending it part of the way inside.
Well, originally what I had read is that you want to go down and then kind of like out.
Yeah.
And so if they dig down, they'll hit it. And maybe that might be more preventative in the fact that like something's not going to dig all the way under there and then not be able to get in. Are you clicking?
Yeah, I'm clicking.
No, you can click.
So I've heard of water glassing, but
okay.
I guess I'd be nervous to try 2-year-old eggs.
Haven't you seen those pickled ones in the store, man? Those things been there forever.
Don't want to try those either.
Pickled eggs don't sound delicious to you?
Not the ones that you see in the gas station. No.
Okay.
I'm not a big gas station food guy.
It's not a hot dog with that like kind of greenish purple sheen on it while it's rotating the machine.
That's what's in my head though.
Gross. They're pickled.
They're eggs that sit in a jar on a countertop in a gas station.
Pickled. Yeah, I did eat a tuna sandwich from a gas station one time and wasn't right for about 3 days. Really hungry. I was starving. It's like the only thing that I could find that I sounded good.
And that was your first mistake.
Yes. What in South Carolina? I'm sorry, Teresa. What'd you say before? I just put a strap on this. Oh, okay.
I'm guessing talking about pickled eggs.
Oh,
See?
okay. I thought you were talking about chicken coops. So I'm going to put my own brand on it, though. I think I'm going to do like the coop, not the run. I'm going to Shishugiban I'm going to put Shishugiban siding on it. I have to decide if I want to dye it or if I just want to go.
I think it'll depend on how exhausted you are when you get to that point.
This is true. Fair point.
That's how I gauge things. Like, do I really want to do this or am I too tired?
Yes. And then we still eventually have to do the library.
I know. Eventually we'll work on the inside of our house with all the plans we have.
Yes.
Actually, before we do the library, you're going to have to can do new, bigger beds for the kids. But
Clack here.
I feel like there's
Well, I'm sorry. Chris's comment was funny. Read it. Let's see. Only 24 inches. 24 inches of dig roots. So are you talking like just Clack? Are you talking like 24 out from or down? Or like, I mean, I like my understanding was you just kind of do a little curvy curve. Am I incorrect in that? Oh, so he was here. Okay. That's good. People are like, oh yeah, like I was in your live stream all day. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? So, Clack, are you building a new coop? Am I understanding, or are you just the authority that I need to talk to?
or yes on both.
Great channel. Hey, I'm sorry, I have to do something real quick.
I'm not too worried about storing eggs at this point. Well, one, they're not producing any, but we won't have a ton, and the 2 breeds we have will start producing at vastly different times. So for a while, we'll just eat them. We can go through a lot of eggs in our household.
I used to joke that I was like a chicken mass murderer because I would eat like 3 eggs for breakfast, and I would have, chicken breast for lunch and dinner or something ridiculous like that. I was like, so many chickens. So many chickens.
And then I love having eggs for breakfast. Ozzy loves having eggs for breakfast.
This is true. Tavi likes Cocoa Puffs.
Lucky Charms. And we honestly, we've cut way back since half the time the stores are empty or $10 a dozen. So
I've gone out of my way to not eat eggs.
So I'm not worried about having to store eggs until we hit that 20 chicken mark.
Until we get too many to deal with,
which will be a few years.
Yes,
because one, taking care of the ones we have is enough work.
7 minus 1.
As I know, I just want to say it. It makes me sad. Just taking care of them as chicks because they're messy and dirty and
they didn't make mess, man. Oh, and that's the other thing. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Cute.
I have to. So we're using like a 42-gallon plastic containers of brooder, but they're getting too big. So I watched a YouTube video the other day where somebody took 2 and spliced them together, but I have to do that. You want to get an emu? Emu? No. That's horrifying to me.
That's a lot of eggs. The roll.
What? The roll.
Okay. That's
just funny. Yes.
My brother lives in New York City, and the funny thing is every time I talk about eggs, like there was a bird that laid eggs in a nest. He's like, sell them.
That's right.
Sell them.
Somebody buy them. Is that the dog?
I'll go check. I will go check.
Okay. Yeah, so that's gonna buzz me out. Right outside the house where we sit at night, like around the fire pit, there is a little evergreen tree. And one day, I didn't want to go inside to pee. So I was standing outside, going to pee, and I looked inside the tree, and there's a little nest in there, little dove, and then later she flew off, and I went over there again because I don't really like to use indoor plumbing, and there was 2 little eggs in there. So it's kind of cool. So it became a habit of like every day I would go over there and I'd say, "Hey, dove," and I would try to stick my hand in there a little bit, and I don't think I ever got any closer, but it was a thing. And then the other day I went out there and there's no dove and no eggs. So I thought Actually, I didn't think our dog got him, but I thought a critter got him. But I started looking around the ground, and I found one of the eggs. And they didn't say never to touch them, but I don't know what else to do. So I just grabbed it, I picked it up, and set it in the nest. And I was kind of hoping that like dove would come back, but now there's just this like lonely little egg in there, and I can't find the other one. I don't know. Like it looks like they just. I was out there with the leaf blower taking care of the leaf situation, so I don't know if I blew them out, which makes me feel even more worse.
Well, we've had some really windy days too.
True.
And it's a very small tree, not super stable, and surprisingly low in the tree she built that nest.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of it was a little shocking to like kind of look at it. Oh, look.
And I usually think about looking up
Yeah,
to a bird's nest, not down.
Anyway, yeah, so I know like was it baby birds or eggs? They always told you not to pick them up because they said like you get your stink on them and then the mama wouldn't come back.
I always thought it was baby birds, but honestly, like it's not something I paid a lot of attention to because I never had anytime I ever found an egg or a baby bird on the ground, it was dead. So.
Anyway, she hasn't been back in like 2 days, so I don't think she'll come back. She went out for milk and cigarettes. Not coming back.
There's another very similar tree kind of in the back corner of the yard that has another nest, also very low in it with little speckled eggs in it.
And you thought it was robin, but
I thought it was robin, but I was told wrong. So I was wrong. So I don't know.
Well, John said that robin's eggs are blue.
They weren't blue, but they were little brown speckled eggs. But also very low, but kind of off in the corner of the yard, not in the middle of where all the action is.
Where all the action is.
Well, there's no fire pit next to it, no people, no one pees over there.
You don't know what happens when you go to bed. I mark my territory. And there's a lot of territory, so I gotta spread it around. You say that like you don't know me. He laughs like you don't know me. But yeah, so chicken coop is, well, chickens are taking up a lot of time, and then chicken coop is going to be coming shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure everybody will tell me how
you did it wrong. That doesn't matter. It'll be better than the one we have. So,
well, the funny thing is, if you guys watch YouTube, a lot of the people that like do a chicken coop video, they all refer back to what's his name? Third Coast. Third Coast Craftsman. But I can't remember his name. And it's funny because I mean it's a great design for a coop, but it's just funny that everybody's like, yeah, I got this from this guy. And I'm like, but it's all the same guy. So much. But I think he's the one that came out with a poop shelf being high enough to put like a 5-gallon bucket underneath and all that.
You do shit a lot.
Yeah, pretty much nightly we go down and pick up the chickens, play with them a little bit with the kids, and they always wind up on my shoulders. And one time maybe I've walked out of there without chicken shit on me. I just literally take off my shirt and put it in the laundry and go upstairs and change. Little shitters.
Thank you, Patriot. I agree.
What? No, I just like it's a YouTube thing. People are like, oh, it's got to think it's wrong. Which, I appreciate constructive criticism. I'm not a big fan of people telling me I'm an idiot. But don't.
What? I do not tell you you're an idiot.
That's my face. Oh, yeah. Now, it's. The chicken coop thing is just like, it's a lot. And I got to build it outside. I guess I could start building it in the garage, but at some point in time, we have to take it out of the garage and take it over there. And And like, I don't know the best way to do that. And it's going to be heavy. So probably going to have to do it outside. So I'm just really hoping that I'll have like good weather and all that business.
I don't know. Other than rain, I'm loving the weather here. And it hasn't rained a whole lot this spring, which is surprising. But it's so nice to have like crisp, cool mornings and evenings. And even if it gets warm during the day, instead of it just being just hot all the time.
Rich, brother, how you been? You're right. You're 100% right. I take full responsibility for not getting to work. One of these days I'll make a video on why it's taking me so long to get back to work, but it's just anarchy. But how's everything going, man? Any new anything new on the Rolly front? Or rolling automation, Lasermatic. I haven't seen too much on them lately. I know they made a bigger one, and I still love. That's the only It's actually it's not the shop, it's the craft room, but it's the only one that I have that's still functional. 2 back surgeries, dude. You need to not get to work, apparently. Well, Rich, I'm glad you're still getting along, man. Jeez, that's crazy. So is the Galvamatic no, I'm thinking something different. I know they rolled out like a larger format one, but is it a Galvo? Is it Galvo fiber? Is it Galvo CO2? I'm gonna have to go look at it. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't like. Honestly, I don't get as much laser content popping up in video like in my feeds right now because I'm
not doing as much.
Yeah, no research. Let's see. Plans on bringing a CNC back to the shop. That's a space thing. I had I had a small CNC. Well, I had a really small CNC that I hated. But then I had can't remember it now. It's like 30 by 30, but it takes up a lot of room. And one of the issues I run into with it is they're loud, and it's kind of hard for me to like. I can't film and have it running at the same time, so it becomes inefficient for that. I would love to put a CNC in the shop at some point, but I would have to have some sort of reason to do it right now. Excuse me. Galva XY. Yeah. Oh, nice. Very cool. I think I would rather have it is the name of the thing is slipping my mind now. I think I would rather have a plasma cutter in the shop than a CNC. To tell the truth, I can do most things, and somebody's gonna roast me for this, but let me put it this way: I can do most things I want to do with my lasers that I would do with the CNC. I can't cut thick metal. So I would I would want to put a plasma table in before a CNC, because the CNC that I would want to be really expensive. But
of course.
Well, no, like so when you start getting the CNCs, like when they're just the way they're cooled and different things like that. It makes them like a lot quieter and stuff like that. So you don't have that. And if I wanted to CNC back in the shop, it would have to be, it couldn't be insanely loud, or I would have to have a shop big enough to have it separate. To say,
You have a very large shop.
I do. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm saying that if I had a 4x4 CNC sitting over there, like I might as well just leave for the rest of the day while I was running, because I can get other work done, but I can't get production stuff done. So I like the fact that the lasers and actually the laser's not that quiet. Once you start running the air system, have fans and stuff like that, but it still has it's not a jarring noise for video. I got to check that out. I like it because I have seen. I've seen people that'll, they've, put a laser on their CNC too. It all works in the same, basic theory process, right? I don't know. There's a word in there. Let's see. Recently added one to go along with my 3 lasers. A plasma table would be awesome as well. So when we were, Rich was there. When we went to the ISA 2 years ago now, what was the year?
Last year.
Last year, they had it was a laser. It was a CO2 laser. It was 4 foot by 8 foot, and somehow, and this was explained to me later, not very well, but the guy basically told me that they could cut through, it was like 1/4-inch steel or something with it. I was like, that's insane. I was talking to somebody later, and it's kind of like a plasma cutter, because what they do is they introduce some sort of gas in with the laser. So the laser, I guess the laser is igniting the gas and then cutting it. But that stuff exists. And that was, it's only like 150 pounds. Come on.
No big.
I'll take 2. Well, yeah. Bruno. That's where the mountain against the wall. Interesting. So I've seen CNCs that run on the wall. The funny thing is, somebody was asking me, if you could run a diode laser on the wall, and the motors aren't strong enough to hold it up. I'm trying to think of plasma cutter runs on the wall. I guess it would work, especially if you had it at a slight incline. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I have to see things on that. Was it Epilogue? I thought it was some crazy company I never heard of, but it might be Epilogue. Those guys. I love Epilogue's machines. I have to say this every time anybody mentions Epilogue. I don't have anything wrong with their machines. They make everything in-house. Their machines are fantastic. Their salespeople are dicks. I'm sorry, but anytime I've gone over and talked to any one of their salespeople, they've just I'm so turned off on ever buying one of their machines, as much as I'm impressed by their machines, because their salespeople are assholes. Sorry. I've met 5 of them, and they all really kind of brush me to the side. And I'm like,
I don't know. I've turned off whole companies for that all throughout my life.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've been turned off.
I've been turned off by companies and never used them again my whole life because the salesperson was ignorant.
The thing is, if it was one salesperson, it would be no big deal. But it's I've been to see I pull out lasers at several different places, and every time I go over there, they're like these super cocky like guys. Like, you know, it's kind of like the guy like you walk into a Porsche dealer and they're like, oh, you can't afford this, and I'm like, you have no idea. I'm not saying I can really afford it, but you don't know that. You don't know. I might be the next big over 50 bald white rapper. No, I mean, it just like, it just every time. And I'm like, I love to listen to like them talk about specs and stuff like that. They like their machines are really cool, but I'm like, dude, this is an ass. Anyway, let's see. CNC and laser nerds are the carrots and make one. Yes, you're right. We are. Chris, yeah, I like the thing. Yeah, respond to Chris, right? Like I said, it wasn't one guy though. So okay, what Paige is referring to mainly is whenever we go car shopping, the salesperson won't talk to her, so they'll only talk to me.
And Discount Tire and Ashley Furniture.
Well,
and...
okay, but it happens a lot with car stuff. And the thing is, like, and they'll come up to me and they'll start talking. I'm like, you need to talk to her, and they'll still kind of blow it off, and I'm like,
never bought a car from one of them. So.
yeah. Ashley Furniture, really? They do that though? I don't remember.
They just lied to us. But still,
bad
salesperson.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about being dismissive.
No, I'm just talking about being a bad salesperson.
Ah, yes, yeah. Ashley Furniture.
An ignorant salesperson, an asshole, whatever.
Yes.
By the way, do you know what time it is?
It's 9 o'clock, I believe.
It is time to put the kids to bed.
Okay.
So, you want me to go do that? Or...
How are we doing here? I think we can call it.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. In 2 weeks. Fuck, I can't say that. 'Cause I don't know. Anyway, something fantastical will happen in 2 weeks. If not, it might just be me. Or I might, me and Ozzy.
There you go.
There you go. You want
not me again.
you want my son to be my co-host? No. I hopefully have something very cool lined up for either 2 weeks or 4 weeks from now. Thanks, Rich, man. I'm glad. Well, I hope you're back on your feet. And yeah, so until next time, kids. Until next time, cupcakes. I will. We'll see you on the flip side. Really? You were supposed to say something. You didn't.
I'm sorry.
All right. Bye, guys.